This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on, freakazoids? Alright. So this is the weekly Delphi case call-in show where people can call in and talk about anything that they really want to discuss about it. Alright. So there you go. It's been a... that was cool. Phil Mickelson won the PGA championship. He's the oldest major winner by quite a bit, actually. What would have been incredible, though, is about, I don't know, 10 years ago, Tom Watson, he was 59, and he should have won the British Open, but he went into a playoff and then didn't win. But Phil Mickelson's 50 in 11 months. MUNTS. Yeah, so, he gives us all hope, It was amazing. The crowd was really cool. Yeah, it's wild. Beat all the young guys. He can still hit it a mile, though. What are you referring to, LM? No idea. No, I won't be on the senior tour. I don't hit it far enough or anything. Alright. So as Jennifer, I don't know, she always checks to see if I do have the bots working now, I think. So there you go. Yeah, so as you guys know, I don't know if some of you are new and haven't heard of the Delphi case. Maybe. Most people that show up have. But it was February... a lot of times I almost say February 17th for two different reasons. One, it was 2017, but also 17th, they had a really good satellite image, but wasn't the right day. Alright, so February 13th, 2017. Let me get the numbers on this one. There you go. Hey, look at that. We can see the killer walking as well. Thank you, Lily Rose. Look at that, Aussie $22.99. Yeah. Yeah, she kept texting me after that, throwing out insult after insult, but, Gray, you're just jealous. And I'm like, man, I have absolutely nothing that I'm jealous of you. Nothing. Okay? I don't do that kind of crap at all. Alright? So February 13th, 2017. Let me turn this thing off. It's covering the screen. I'm jealous. Oh, it's hilarious, actually. I just told her, you gotta be more respectful to the true crime. It's not a drama. It's not something to goof around about and get everybody worked up and riled up and have this crazy stuff going on. It's a real, issue, important. It's not a drama. There's no such thing as crama. Okay. All right. So this is the house where Libby lived with Becky, Mike, Derrick. And right around, 1 o'clock or, noon, they decided they wanted to go to the bridge. And you got to remember that back then, everybody would go to the bridge. That's where everybody would hang out. All of the kids and, most of the kids that lived there had been out there. Kelsey, the older sister of Libby, and Libby would go out there sometimes and take pictures, cross the bridge and whatnot. Hey, thanks, Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming, sub Crystal. And then they decided they were going to go to the bridge that day. And they were only able to go if they had permission. Not permission. A ride there and a ride back. Okay, and they were able to secure the ride there with Kelsey. And then they were going to get a ride back from Derrick. And Derrick was going to go run an errand for Becky and be back in an hour and a half to 2 hours. So the girls probably left the house, all three of them, Kelsey driving, Abby and Libby in the car, probably left the house probably at 1:25 or so. Got to the bridge, so they drove this direction. The green is the path, and then there's an overlap here, but the green kept going like this. Down here, and then past the cemetery, then they were dropped off right here. And let me get this is the map everybody should use, April 2017. They should be dropped off. They were dropped off right here, and about 1:36 or 7. And then we don't know what they were doing other than taking photos and having fun, maybe even talking to the killer at some point in here. And then there was a photograph. The second photograph taken on the bridge was uploaded to Snapchat at 2:07. So that's about a half hour between the time they were dropped off until that second photo. So we don't really know what was making up this time. I'm sure law enforcement, though, has the cell phone and all the images on it and have a pretty good timeline. They probably can have a picture there, just different pictures taken, and then it leads up to the 2:07 shot. There was the first photograph was the full length of the bridge like that. Second photograph films back at about that angle. Then they both turn around and continue on this way. Then at some point the killer started following, and then the girls probably didn't want to pass him back on the bridge, so they went to the very end of the bridge, and they hoped he would turn around, but he never did, and then he kept catching up to him. And then Libby turned on her camera. Abby's still on the bridge right around in this area, and the killer's past the last platform. He's just about 60 feet away at that point. Libby's standing right off the end of the bridge, about 1.5 feet, 2 feet to the right of the right rail, and Abby's probably more like in this area. And then he catches up to him, and Abby gets off and gets behind Libby, and then the killer keeps, he catches up and says, hey guys, or hey guys, and then gets off the end of the bridge, and then probably immediately turns around, pulls out a gun, and then says, hey, get down that hill, get down the hill, get down the hill. And, Abby had said prior to that, is that a gun? He's got a gun, something like that. They were discussing where they could go, what kind of direction. Hey, is that the creepy guy that was following before? Just various comments. And they needed the family to sort of decipher what some of the comments were. Then, back to the north-south orientation. Remember, they were dropped off over here, walking. And then right here, they were made to go down the hill, somewhere in this area. could just be right where the red is or the green area. Down the hill, and then when you go down the first hill, you get to the private drive. After you get to the private drive, you go down another hill that puts you on the bottom level down here. And then their bodies were found over here the next day during the search right around noon. However, prior to that, Derrick was supposed to pick him up an hour and a half, 2 hours later. He shows up at 3:13. He crossed over the, I think it's called the Wilson Bridge or something like that. Where is that? Yeah, right here. And then about 3:15, he pulls up into the parking area there. He walks out, and he sees the guy wearing the flannel shirt right in this area. At this point, Abby and Libby aren't alive anymore, but he gets right here, and he talks to the flannel shirt guy. The flannel shirt guy said that he saw a couple by the bridge down there, but it wasn't Abby and Libby. So then Derrick said, oh, they must not be there. So he went down the 505 trail down here, down to the bottom. And when he got down to this area down here, he didn't see anything. So then he walked all the way back up to probably up in this area. And then apparently he walked from there to the Freedom Bridge to see if the girls had gone this way. And he didn't see them. So then he came back here and he started making phone calls. I think at 3:30 though is when he started making the first phone calls to people. Then he walked here and back, and at 4 o'clock people started showing up to try to look for him. So there was a lot of searching going on. They didn't find anything. They even searched in the nighttime. There was even a heat-seeking drone that came out. Didn't find anything. Probably didn't fly over here though, because nobody thought the girls crossed the creek. There was definitely people searching way over in this area. So that's kind of what I think is why they didn't see anything. Then the next day at noon, earlier than that, maybe 10, they got together to start searching, and then at noon they found Libby and Abby right here. Kelsey was in the general area, right there when they were found. Something like that. So there you go. That's the breakdown. If you guys want to call in, feel free to do so. Thank you, Believe Angel, and Crystal, aka Beaver Gaming, sub Crystal. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was. I think they were the friends of Cheyenne. I think they were different than Cheyenne though. I thought there was a man and a woman, and then Cheyenne showed up, and she knew those two people. I don't really know 100% for sure, but they're not the killers, so it's kind of like it's irrelevant. The killer is the one that we see on the video. Like this one. Or not that one. Sorry. That's me. Wrong. That was for a guest that I had on. Let me find the other. I'm looking for there it is, this one. I got like 57 scenes that I built up. Clicked on the wrong one. Hey, thanks Gloria Batari and Kit Kat. Yeah, so call in, you guys. You can call in and talk about your thoughts. I don't know if this one has both Zoom. Is that right? Hold on. I'm just looking at something. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, so it's the 1,000 one. Okay. So this one needs to be edited. Get rid of this. There you go. So that should work, I would think. Oh, I think I heard something. All right. Jesus. 779, you're on.
Call in and say thank you for all the work you've done on this case. I know you've done so much over the years. I used to know all the little facts about the times of everything, and I haven't heard much lately. Are there any suspects at all? Do you know?
No, not really. There was one person they were kind of interested in lately, but they haven't come forward and said that they had anything to do with it. And I actually forgot it.
I see.
Forgot the person's name right now in my head. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Over the years, it seems there have been many people named, and I thought that wasn't quite right to put people's names out. If, commentators, not the police, I'm talking about just people who follow the case and speculating and kind of tearing apart these lives that may have nothing to do with it, Yeah. But
I try to avoid that.
Right.
If they're a criminal, I don't mind talking about.
That's absolutely not you, right?
Yeah, somebody just brought up. The other person lately was James Brian Chadwell. I forgot his name, but yeah, he. I don't mind talking about him because he's a criminal and he was going to kill this girl, so it made it seem like then it's a legitimate discussion. But I'm not going to sit around and pretend that. Oh my God, he's the one. Like, people get really excited. And then there's another guy that on another channel, he allowed a son of somebody to come on and accuse his father and his own son, so a whole generation of people, of being the killer. And then actually the father died not too long after that, probably because he was so depressed about being accused of being a killer. I don't know what he died of, but
yeah, and with social media, it seems like everybody's looking at you, I'm sure. I just want to say, I wonder, have there been any linguistics experts in on it? Because to me, the Bad Bridge guy's accent is distinctive and could be traced down to a region, I would think. It's not standard American, like I feel I'm speaking and you're speaking.
Yeah.
It has a little twang to it. It may be normal. I don't think so. It's not normal because
the only place that people speak generic English is like on the West Coast or something. We don't have accents over here. Seems like everywhere. Well, maybe not just the West Coast, but Idaho, and Oregon, Washington, California. I think as soon as you start getting into like Texas and everything over from there, there's accents going on.
Well, even some rural people have different from the towns and the cities. People who have very rural people around them. Anyway, I detected a little twang. I want to say a little either rural or a little southern accent to it. Not deep southern, but a little bit, just a little bit. Caught my ear.
Well, it could be, but it's like but here's the thing: we've only got the only words that they admit are, guys, down the hill. So it's kind of hard, it's hard from just that to really be able to say. But I'm sure they have asked linguistics people just to make sure.
I think in those 4 words, it's the word hill. It's the way he says hill, and the tone of the way he says hill and the pronunciation. Anyway, excellent topic. Carry on. Thanks for all your good work.
Well, thank you. Maybe they caught that too. And well, the key is out there. There might be somebody that heard the way he said that, and they recognize him. Because I don't think he's like saying it in a way that even if you had the regional dialect, like how would that help narrow it down? I think where the key is I mean, it would narrow it down to a region, but man, that's just so many people.
Yeah.
So it's really just the right person needs to hear it and go, oh, wow, that sounded like Jim.
But it might indicate that somebody was from the area and therefore still is in the area, as opposed to somebody who may be more likely to have just been traveling through. You know what I mean? Or going from park to park, or, situation to situation.
Yeah. Well, I guess one of these days we'll get to find out. There's definitely somebody will get arrested in this case.
I hope so. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Good evening.
You too. Bye-bye. Thank you. Well, all the lines are open, everybody. Got 319 people watching. Yeah. I think if it was like really specific, it's just kind of tough, It's like, guys, down the hill. Wow, Gray, you sounded just like it. Yeah, well, it takes practice. You listen to it. And here, let's see, right here.
Guys. Down the hill.
Guys.
Down the hill.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but he sounds a lot like Daryl from Walking Dead. I've said that before, but, go check it out. All right, 619.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Chadwell guy for the past week.
Chadwell? Yeah.
The way he talks, like really short sentences, like, about 60-70% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And his voice, I mean, you could say that is very similar to this guy. His look could be debated.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as his voice is concerned, I think, you could say it is a match. What do you think about that?
I mean, there's sometimes, I think in general when he's talking it doesn't sound the same, but I've heard other times where he has a deeper voice and it sounds somewhat similar.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go, oh my God, I don't get a chill or any kind of feeling like, oh my God, they've got the guy. I don't feel like that at all. I hope it is,
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, like me and a friend of mine, this chick that I informed her, basically what's going on. I've been watching a lot of his videos. I mean, it's really similar. And you know what? If it's not the guy, it's somebody exactly like him, based on what he did. So we got pretty much a similar kind of character off the street.
Yeah, well, they got a guy off the streets that was going to kill an 8-year-old girl, which is a different MO in a way because Abby and Libby weren't, they wouldn't be considered pedophile victims, but an 8-year-old is, so it's that's a little different. Plus, in the Delphi case, they this person tracked down and waited for Abby and Libby. Well, I don't know when I say tracked down, I mean he followed them, but he waited for them to fit into a trap and then sort of corralled them at the other end of the bridge. That's my opinion. But in the Chadwell case, it seems like he lured somebody into his house by saying that he wanted to see if they wanted to pet his dog. And then once inside, so maybe that's just like the MO's a little different, but maybe that was just his technique that day as an opportunity.
I mean, I would say he probably did similar things to this before, right? Would you say that's his first time?
No, I wouldn't think Chadwell, that would be his first time, no.
Yeah.
And
then he also talks a lot about bridges and trains. Like, that was another video I was watching today.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I don't know, man. And he talks about, child molestation and, rape as, time went on.
Yeah, he was saying. Like
I don't know. I mean,
he was saying like he would beat
very
him up.
likely suspect at this point.
Yeah, but when you're talking about trains and bridges, how does that point to him? just merely because it's
Well,
you know.
he has this post that he did about, you know, he's in love with a redhead ever since the car wash, and he used a word, I forget the exact wording, some regarding a train something, and I Googled it, and it's basically old train rail, like bridges.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying it's anything, but look at what he did. And also, like, his voice does match, man. I mean, it does. And his look overall, you could say, I mean, we can't really tell. He has tattoos on his hands. They're not really visible in this video. I can't really say.
Yeah.
If I can see any
I think he does have
tattoos on his
a,
hands.
you know, he's got the shorter torso. I mean, longer torso and shorter legs, just like the
This
killer.
guy looks a little bit bigger, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think his body shape is pretty similar. They also think he would have to be a really strong person to be able to drag Libby around.
Which he is. Chadville is, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he looks like it.
out there. He's an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah, he looks kind of like he's got big arms and whatnot.
He's only 5'8", though, but I mean, I don't know, man. His voice, I'm telling you, put a little bit more time on his voice. The way he finishes his sentences, they're like only a few seconds long, like about 50-60% of the time. There's the video of him where there's a thunderstorm, and the way he finishes his sentences, it like pretty much is very similar to the bridge guy. Very similar.
Yeah.
You know which video I'm talking about, right? He's in a thunderstorm and he's saying, "Enjoying life because I can." You know.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a bunch of them.
It's
He had like, I don't know, 10. I don't even remember now how many videos he had. Yeah,
But either way,
he is kind
I
of.
love your show. I've been following you for about a week and a half. I like how you get into it. So I call in and have a little chat with you.
Well, good. I appreciate it. Well, welcome to the channel, and you know the Delphi case I've been covering since when they were missing. I mean, at least not covering it, but like I was following it on social media. And then
I've been following it for a few years.
Yeah, and then I started making videos. I don't know, probably 2017 on it, but it took me a while to. Like, I wasn't really sure how to make videos. I came up with this flow of the crime, and I would get people to come in on like a, what do you call that? Like something like a Share Me type app where it shares my screen and they can watch. And I kept showing them these things, and eventually I go, well, why don't I just record what I'm showing each one of these people and put it out as a video? And that's finally I put that out there. So.
Well done. I like your material. It's good.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, brother.
Hope you're right.
Yeah, take care.
Hope you're right. All right, have a good one. See you.
Okay, bye.
What happened? Huh. I don't know. The sleeping under bridges. You know, it's just, who cares? You know. Let's see. When they said the first sketch was secondary, does that mean? Well, I don't know. I don't even know what to think of it, Nathan David. What you're saying? You said when they said the first sketch was secondary. Does that mean totally ignore it, or just don't put as much importance as the second one? Well, I think the second part is accurate, but then they said, well, it's a combination of the two. That's what Carter said. So then it's like, well, then they're both just as important if you're combining them. Yeah. Well, that's what Carter said. But other people seem to think we are now focused in on the new sketch, which was the first one made, but the second one put out. Yeah. I mean, it's like if you went to almost anybody's Facebook page and they posted tons and tons of pictures, eventually you'd find something that you could say, oh my God, look at that. And you'd throw it in there. You know, I don't know if the bridges or railroad, anything like that has anything to do with anything. Other than maybe he did that sometimes. Who are you talking about? Didn't law enforcement say the older sketch guy was cleared? I don't think they ever said that. That phrase. Then why would Carter say it's a combination of the two if they cleared the first one? They would just say that's completely irrelevant. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, if law enforcement said they're interested in him, then I'd be a lot more interested in him. To me, right now, he's just like everybody else. All the other ones. No different. So good there, right. They did say it became secondary. Yeah, well, if you have any thoughts on the case, just call in. Instead of typing them in over and over again in the chat. That's what this is for. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, become a channel member. You can send in a super chat and then Chad revenue, and then I take a large portion at the end of the month, and on the last day of every month you can come back here and we donate it, a big chunk to charity. Okay, the rest goes to justifying me being able to spend 6 hours a day preparing and doing shows. It's also only sketch. Yeah, well, that's because she wanted to put it out there. You know, they said this is the new sketch. I don't know if they'll let people know. All right, 401. Hello. You got to turn down your... Yeah. Hello, what's going on?
Hi, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Oh, I just want to, thank you for all the good work that you've been doing. It really means a lot, because I turn you off, on and off, this and that. And I just kind of, I always get dumbfounded when I talk a lot. It sounds crazy, but it's not. I think you're absolutely right about, because I watch Molly Go lately a lot, because, I'm just home entertaining myself. And you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter about the house, whether it's being clean and how she should react and this and that. I get so... I get dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. But anyway, let's get to this case.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think that it's true, Gray, that this guy is deceased?
Who's saying that? I don't think there's any way we would know he's deceased, and I don't think there's a very good likelihood that he's deceased.
You don't think so? Because you watch, he's just obviously a train wreck and probably an alcoholic. I don't think it was a plan type thing. After watching your earlier video today, he just mentally is not all stable, and he moves to another town. What do they call him? A drifter? Maybe he works on something for a day or two. And he's just drifting. Maybe he's a bum. He's in a park dead. Do you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. We're just searching for nothing at this point.
Well, I think that's just very low odds. I think he...
Really?
I think he was there and he just took off, and after he was done and he went somewhere else.
Right, a drifter does. Obviously...
nobody recognizes him. I think he drove somewhere. He didn't just sort of... A drifter is somebody who probably just... would be taking trains and This isn't a train track. You know, it's
yeah, but a drifter is also somebody that like has an uncle. Oh, how come he's rehabbing a house? I'll bang some nails in it. Like a drifter, kind of like obviously he has clothes. That's probably all he has. Maybe he did drive somewhere, somebody else's car. It just happened to be there that situation, or like he's mentally ill. And I don't think we'll ever.
I don't think he's mentally
ever
ill.
know. He probably just drifted off. That's what I think of a drifter is like.
Well, I know what you're saying. Well, I mean, there's all
off.
kinds of. I guess everybody just has their own definition of what that means. But like but I think he was there specifically to
for that.
He wasn't targeting two girls specifically. He was just targeting. He knew that day he was going to go try to catch somebody in his trap, and it happened to be Abby and Libby who went there right. They were in the wrong spot at the right time for him, and then he. He kind of got them to go off the end of the bridge, and then he forced them down the hill by a gun. So he was ready to go that day. He was prepared to be doing what he did. It seems like he had stuff under his coat. Apparently he had a gun with him, so he was able to use the gun to control them, get them down the hill, cross the creek. I'm not saying he can't be some sort of a drifter serial killer type person. You know,
not even a serial. Because sometimes people just get they're alcoholics.
Yeah, but this guy, but this guy left signatures at the crime scene. I don't think an alcoholic would do that. He wouldn't just be
right.
I mean, maybe an alcoholic.
Because I used to live by railroad tracks. Sometimes you just bring sometimes neighborhoods like that. It just brings the wrong crowd, or then they're never to be seen again because they're probably dead or bums. Like I don't know how I'm trying to explain it. I'm 48, so I kind of grew up like in the era of like, oh, if you run away and you're no longer to be found type thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Or probably not.
Well, I mean, I just think I guess you could, if you're
I agree.
Drunk serial
now
killer.
That I'm
you could be a drunk serial killer, but my thing is, I don't know if he's a serial killer. I've always said this specific phrase is that I think he's a serial killer type of a person, meaning like he has, because here's the thing is almost every single person who does these kind of things have a good chance of being a serial killer, because like, why are you doing this? So you're taking girls, and who knows what your intent was, but if you were going to be sexually assaulting them and then you kill them, well, then you've probably done that before to other people so that they couldn't come forward and say who you were.
Gotcha. And like you were saying earlier with Cash, with this, boy that was kind of like lurking around the neighborhood, I kind of like agree with you on that. I think he's just some strange kid that has strange tendencies, and he seeks things out. And, this goes on all across the world. We're just discussing it on your channel, but and I completely agree with you. Like, I think her name was Monica or whatever. They're not attached to their stepchildren. I don't even know what the situation was, and you can blame it on a dirty house, and it doesn't make anything right. But I don't know. I'm like, sometimes when I talk on the air, like I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what to say.
That's all right.
I think we should look at that kid or whatever, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just in that case. I just really feel it's just going to be that one individual. I'm not really concerned that somebody else.
Right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to know if you thought that it would be a drifter of some sort, because they kind of pass in my town. All of a sudden, you'll see Johnny Joe out there, and then Johnny Joe's gone, and maybe that's what they do, and then they're off in L.A. living on the streets in tent world, and I just feel like it's that kind of situation. I didn't know if that, obviously that crossed your mind, but I don't think we'll ever see this guy again, ever in our lives. I think he's dead.
Yeah, well.
Or in a tent city.
I hope he's not dead, because I want him to be caught. But, it's anything's possible. Some people go, oh, maybe he died of COVID, who the hell knows?
I just think he was there in this town for a short while, but you make sense with the coat, and watching it right now, but shit going on. Maybe he just wanted to do this. People get strange when they're like druggies and alcoholics and they live by these bridges, and who knows, they're in town for a short while because whatever.
Yeah.
Things are decrepit and they need nails, hammered in to the roof, and they hire people like this. And then they go on. And I don't think this guy's ever going to be quiet. He's either just gone. He doesn't even know what he did, probably. Obviously, he's very sunken in his own head that I don't even know if he's going to take it to his grave. That's how I feel.
Yeah. All right.
Is that how you feel or no?
No, I think he's still out there.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, hey, you never know.
You never know.
So we'll see. I guess.
Okay, well, bye.
All right, have a good one. See you. All right, bye. Yeah, so Dale up there said, do you feel bad that you're profiteering? And I don't really feel like it's like that. I'm actually keeping the case alive, letting people call in, tell their feelings. And yes, I do have a true crime YouTube channel. I wonder if Dale the dipshit has ever called IDTV up on television, ever called HLN. Has the dipshit Dale ever called any A&E or any of these other channels and asked them if they're make any money on the ads that they have? Okay, well, on this channel, we don't make hardly any ad revenue whatsoever, okay? So what happens is people support my channel because I have a show every single day of the week covering cold cases, missing persons cases. I spend 3 hours a day getting material ready, and then I do shows. I've been covering live streaming the Molly Tibbetts, not live streaming, but editing it down, the Molly Tibbetts trial, because we covered that when it happened, unlike you, Dale the dipshit. And what I do is people send in super chats. We get ad revenue, which is $20 maybe in a day, which is ridiculous. And then there's channel memberships, and at the end of each month, I take the entire channel revenue and I donate a huge portion of it to charities. So Dale the dipshit wouldn't know that we've donated $36,500 since January 1st, 2020. Okay? All right. So there you go. Dale the dipshit, go put your tail between your legs and get the hell out of here. You're a clown. All right. There was somebody that was calling in, but they hung up. Now, like, these passive-aggressive jackasses? I was just asking a question. I was just asking. No, you weren't, Dale the dipshit. And if we were dipshits, we wouldn't know that you weren't just asking a question. Okay? There's a lot of people that are a hell of a lot smarter than you, Dale the dipshit. All right? Awesome. Excellent times. So who's calling in? We got, this is for you guys to call in and talk about Delphi case. Forget it, Dale. You're don't try to be your passive aggressive bullshit. Nobody really believes that you're. I apologize. What a joke. All right, 803, you're on. Hey, who's this? Yeah, what's going on, Austin?
Or whatnot, and I don't know. My thing is like, how do the cops ask for our help? And I understand that they got to keep things secret and private for legal reasons and catching the perpetrator. But I feel like would it really hurt if they gave us a little bit more information just to go off of, just a little bit?
Yeah, I think they should give way more information out, like the. Well, when I say way more, I think they should give as much of the video as they can. I would say all the way up until there's no more video. Now, if they have audio, maybe not. I'm sure they have experts that can. But the video, something in it might jog somebody's memory that they didn't think of, because I think it does start filming some of the ground, things going on. And,
yeah, I don't know. And if they were to catch like a clearer sentence coming from him,
yeah,
which
stuff like that.
I feel like if they would have thought that, they would have released that.
Yeah.
But maybe if that clear sentence was something that the public shouldn't be hearing, they wouldn't do that.
Right. Like even the sentence that says down the hill, that could have been after the camera wasn't filming any more useful video. Everybody just thinks it says, guys, down the hill. Well, now it's not really. They released, if it did say that, they would have released that entire sentence originally. It's not. It says, down the hill. And then at some point, and then they said, hey, you know, we do have that other word. Let's put that in there too.
Yeah, it's like they chopped it and put it together.
Yeah, so like it might have said, I'm sure guys was first because of the, so it's probably guys, and then stuff going on, da-da-da-da, then click, hey,
and I remember
get down the hill. Like
not too long ago, they did they had somebody try to analyze the voice, and they said that they didn't have enough audio. And I was like, well, maybe if they were doing it like in privacy, not like to show off to the public, if they had more audio, they would have actually gave the person more audio to work with, and they would have maybe had a match, or if they had somebody in the database, they could have made a match. But that leads me to believe that maybe they don't have more audio. Maybe they did give them what they have.
Yeah, or all the other audio is kind of disturbing stuff. You know, let's say there is audio, like it was in her pocket, and there's more. Hey, hold on. This is always, my wife always calls right. I just have to say, yes, she's coming on. Okay, 1 second.
You're all right.
All right, back. She always calls at the exact same time. It's like 7:40 something. So, hey, thanks, Zozo. What was that last part you were just saying? Now I can't.
Oh, about their if they gave like the audio analyzer more audio like that we haven't heard.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that would have led to something, but that made me believe like if they didn't come up with something off of that they didn't have more audio. But like you were saying, maybe it's just something that they don't want people hearing. You know, maybe it's graphic. Like
I mean, if it's stuff like
a brutal case.
Yeah, I mean, if it's really
very touchy,
it might be hard too because maybe they're saying things that are really. But they wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
But it could be like overlapping sometimes too. He's saying something and you can't really fix that. But I think it's very likely that the camera kept recording, but it's like a dark video because maybe it's in a pocket or held against the leg.
Yeah, it was in a pocket or something.
But there's some audio on there, and because it did sound like that. One of the, I don't remember if it was Toby or one of the other people said that they had more. And I think there's a lot more photographs and other videos, perhaps, that were taken prior to any of that. So it'd be kind of cool if they would just release all of everything that was on her phone that day, because there might be something.
That day.
Yeah, like how about everything, once they got to the bridge, every single photo and every video, any media that was created on that phone from the second they got to the bridge until maybe down the hill, right? And then let other people see what they can do with it. Yeah, that's the deal. You saw it? I don't know. What do you think about that?
Touchy case, and
yeah,
I feel bad for the family. I really do, and more, for the girls because they were just so young. It's like we were all that age, and it's touched me ever since I heard about the case in like 2018. I've been following it, and for some reason, I can't get it off my head. I wake up and at least once a day, I'm looking for an update for this case, and I feel like when that break does come, you're going to be one of the first to be giving it to us how it is, and we hope that day comes. My prayers are with the family and them girls.
Yeah, well, I think we're all on the same page there. I always said I'm going to jump up and I said I'm going to dance a jig, but I'm too old. What I'll try to do is jump in the air and click my heels together somehow or something. Something that's hard for me to do, but I don't know about a jig. I'm done with that. But yeah, I feel the same way. Hope we get this one solved. I think he's still alive out there, in my opinion.
I do too. I think he's watching. He could be listening right now.
Yeah. Well,
he's probably watching.
Well, we did have one that did that. I don't know if you heard that, but we've had. There was a guy that was arrested this last year for a killing from 1980 something, and I had made a video on that cold case, but I sort of forgot about it. And my friend John Lorden did a show. He mentioned that, oh wow, that killer, he was one of my patrons on Patreon, And then I said, oh my God, I know this case. So I went to my video that I made, and in the chat was not the chat, the comments under the video.
Mm-hmm.
It was him.
Yeah.
It was him. He commented in the comments talking about how, well, this case will never be solved if not for law enforcement. Like he says, I'm innocent, because his name is part of the story. He was somebody that people thought maybe was involved. But it was weird. I mean, he was actually watching and really into true crime and trying
That's crazy.
Yeah, so.
And yeah, a lot of people think it's far-fetched. Like, what would the killer be doing, watching this video? Like, what was he doing in the woods? Obviously, he has nothing better to do. And, this isn't no insult towards anybody, but I could see him easily, any day, keeping up with his case through YouTube. Like, I see that happening.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
And if he is ever watching this, your time's up. Like, it's coming. You might as well just go ahead and give up and let that family have their peace. There's not going to be much peace. Yeah. Even when he does get caught, there's still going to be hard feelings no matter what. Yeah. But it would help the situation, Just get this over with.
Yeah, it would complete a chapter. It would complete a chapter, and then they could move on to another chapter. But you never get over the death, So.
Never.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Well, hey.
But if there's such thing as reincarnation, I would really hope that at this time I would hope that's true, because them girls deserve another chance at life. They really did.
Wow, that would be cool. Well, it was a great call. What was your name again?
Yeah, my name's Austin.
Austin. Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in. You should call in again sometime.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time to answer.
Yeah.
And y'all have a good night.
You too. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Later.
It's a good call. Finally, well, there's a lot of good calls. I'm just saying it wasn't a troll. A lot of times when the guys call in, it's a troll. So that's why you can't hear part of their first comment. Oh, and thank you up there to Alley Cake, and also to Coat of Many Colors. Hey, I know what that is. That's from the Joseph and the Technicolor Coats. And Zozo and Scott Holland. Yes, the Blazers won yesterday. I actually predicted they were going to sweep the series a few days ago on a channel. But that's just, maybe wishful thinking. I just think we're better than they are. But, thank you guys. And guess what, Dale? We'll be definitely donating a large portion of any of these funds that are coming in, Dale. Let me know how much you've donated this week. All right. Good to know. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got... all the lines are open. There aren't really any lines. Yeah, that's just one of the things I think is that they need to release more information. Robert Ives thinks that too. They might not think they need to, but I think they do need to. That's the sort of the argument that they have internally. They need to give the public more information to go on. I specifically think that if there truly are signatures, but here's the thing: is if you give away the signatures, you are now at a point where there's almost nothing that isn't known about the crime scene. Well, he's retired, so he can't. He tried urging them at the time. He can't do it now. Well, thanks, YouTuber. Yeah, we kicked ass on the McStay case back in the day. I think it was basically it was me and Ada were probably the main people that were covering, working on stuff. There was other people too, but yeah, it'd be cool to know a signature. I think that would help. See, that's a decision you have to make. Do we give away almost everything we have that only the killer would know? Or is the information that the signatures are made up of, something that it's possible that somebody would recognize in the public and therefore lead to the killer. Like, for example, if it was a tiny little, paper mache little, figurine or some crap that he left at the scene, right? And no, that isn't something. Okay, that's just absolutely randomly invented in my mind right there. Now, if it turns out to be true, I will be starting a psychic channel. No, I won't. So the thing is, let's just say there was little paper mache little figurines that were made, and they were put there, left at the scene, and then somebody sees them on the news and goes, "Oh my God, I've got this guy. He kind of does look like that, and he's got paper mache figurines on his mantle at his apartment." Yeah. Well, we do have it's called Personal Paranormal. We just did a show yesterday. I was really tired though. I mean, I was kind of grumpy and tired. And we had some good calls, but I was just out of it. Long day. Well, if it's a Jim, I can start one too, because I keep calling the killer Jim often. So quiet. I don't know what that means, MEA or sentence. As the photo of the POI. Who's the POI? There isn't a POI. There isn't one. So when you say, "I just can't see that guy on the bridge as the photo of the POI," we don't have a photo. Are you talking about the sketch? The new sketch? No, he wasn't talking about Chadwell. There isn't a photo. The photo I? What? Yeah, the guy that you're looking at is the killer. There isn't some other person that we need to be looking for. All right? There's no doubt about it. The person you see on the screen right there is the killer of Abby and Libby. All right? Hey, Plato, are you admitting that your name is Jim? I thought it was Plato. Oh, Jim Rupert. Oh, my God, it'll be a double win. Has anything been mentioned or you heard of about a guy being dropped off a duffel bag along the highway? No. I doubt that has any validity of any kind, of anything. But I could see that being... see, that's a great... Like, if I was you, I'd send that to some of the other channels, because they'll cover that as if it's a fact and talk about it for days. Gray, has anybody mentioned that you or heard of about a guy being seen dropping a duffel bag along the highway in that area? Ooh! A whole show! Boom! We've got it! Well, we haven't seen the duffel bag, but let's predict what was in it. Now, I think there was a can of Campbell's soup, perhaps beef barley, not really sure. A can opener, a frying pan. He didn't have the space for an actual pot, so he had a pan because it's sort of flat in there. And then he had a... okay. Leave you alone? I don't know what that means. Yeah. Yeah, it really could. That's right, Jen H. But I said specifically beef barley, okay? Now, if you've never had beef barley, I suggest going out and buying some. It's fantastic. The reason I feel that way, Eva, is because there's other channels out there that are literally putting out garbage for sensationalistic reasons and grifting and that other people. Okay, so that's why I do it. Okay, now there are channels out there that put out factual information and cover true crime in a respectful way, and I don't mention their names ever except in a positive light. I think you should do the same thing too. I don't care if they you know why they don't bash me? Because I do it the right way. The only way they could say is, that bastard Gray, he only puts out facts. God dang it, man, what I would... You know, there you go. And yes, they do. You just weren't listening. Yeah. Yeah, and when they do good stuff, I say they do good stuff. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I know, I said that, Eva. Your brain doesn't work correctly, Eva. I just said I do mention names. I do it I've done it many times. Okay, I said that I do that. So when you say, not true, you do mention names. Well, I do, right. Man, whew. Would you name if your last name was Tick, would you name your son or daughter Luna? Here, hold on. I guess moon tick would be a good way to call somebody a lunatic. Well, looks like you've found a couple of those moon ticks out there. What isn't you, Scott Holland? What are the ideas on what type of hat? I don't know. I think he's just got a baseball hat underneath a hoodie. I think he's got a hoodie that's over like a hat. That's definitely not his hair that we're looking at. Oh, Eva, I'm always so angry, Eva. Are you a psychic, Eva? I'm just wondering. You seem like you're really... I'm not upset at all. You seem like you are, though, Eva. You seem really upset. And the reason is because you found yourself loving these specific channels out there, and then now you realize they're just garbage, and you're upset at yourself, but taking it out on me. That's okay, Eva. That's okay. Hey, look at that. Jennifer Rochelle just sent me to my beach so that I can relax for a couple minutes while the lunatics find them. Hey, look at Luna Blue. All right. There we go. We're just taking a little break on a beach for a few minutes here. Yee! What do you mean they didn't find it till the next day? I think you're kind of hearing things there, Vanessa. Thanks, Susie Heath. Wow, you just hid behind a cloud. That's interesting hair you've got there, Susie. It's kind of like rigid and it sticks out to the side. All right. Ashleela's going to go out and have a puff. Miss L. Rodriguez got me a drink. DM DJ, thank you. Oh, you're in Hawaii right now. Excellent. So it kind of looks a little bit like this. Yeah. Here, hold on a second. All right. Thank you to Jen H. You got me some tennis lessons there. And Scott Holland, Kiwi Island Tea Time with Phil. That's right. That would be pretty sweet. Trill therapy. I'm not sure what that is, but what is trill therapy? Never heard of it. Hey, thanks, D&K Rec. Great knows best. Keep up the amazing work. I love you, Kasara. You are my everything. Happy 15 years and 5. Oh, you got an anniversary? D&K Rec?
Wow, happy anniversary, you guys!
Hey, Mary Lou said happy. Yeah, there you go. Well, congratulations, D&K Rec. Probably D&K Wrecking, right? Not really, but... Alright, I'm gonna go back now. Hold on. Thanks, everybody, for the fun beach time. Have I ever solved a case? I mean, have we ever figured one out? Yeah, we've figured out many cases. And it turned out to be true. But when you say solved, I've helped in cases. Like you mentioned earlier, the McStay case, we found the satellite imagery that showed that there were tracks made in mud where the two graves were of that the 4 bodies were put in. And we determined that those tracks had been there. We even got satellite imagery all the way back to about the time that they were killed. And it turns out that their bodies were buried when it rained, so the tracks hardened and stayed there, and the sun came out, it made them hardened, and the tracks were still there for years. And we figured out that it rained on, I think it was February 6th, 2010, and we sent that information in, and then they said, hey, we were able to verify your information. And then when they had the trial, it was cool because they actually mentioned that his phone pinged out there on the 6th. So it was pretty cool. So there you go. There's your answer. Ada did. I didn't. She convinced me it was Chase Merritt. I wasn't really ever sure on that one. She kind of convinced me of it later. I would go back and forth. I mean, a lot of those other guys, not a lot of them, but Victor Johansson, the ex-boyfriend, he was kind of stalking. That seemed kind of weird. I never thought it was that was the only other person that I thought maybe. And also the what's his face? Now I can't remember his name, but the younger kid that was the website designer. But I switched it once I saw his full interview that he gave to the press. I didn't think it was him at all. I just think he's one of those slimeball grifter type people. Always working an angle. Like pretending that you need $6,000 to buy t-shirts and have everybody come and we're starting a move, I'm not even going to go through it. Yeah, Dan Kavanaugh, yeah. How about you? Did you think it was Chase Merritt the whole time? No, I never thought it was Joe. I never once thought it was that hubby. That was just all sensationalistic bullshit. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, Jay. I don't know if I can say that last name, but yeah, I thought he did it alone. Once they said it was him. I mean, once I think Ada convinced me it was him, then it was all like it was just him. There's no other people. There was a whole cartel thing at one time. Maybe he bought that property in Mexico. There was that video of them going into these people that look similar going into Mexico. And look how wrong all of that shit was. See, that's what I'm saying. That's where you learn that so much stuff that people just invent in their brains isn't real. She's a moderator and a friend of mine. Who are you, YouTuber? I mean, I don't even know who the hell you are. You just showed up here for the first time. No clue. So anyways, if you guys want to call in about the Delphi case, the number is up on top of the screen there. That was really kind of the main point of the Sunday call-in shows. Oh, cool. Well, I don't know who you are, though. So. Hey, Boss Trell, listen to me. We don't do abbreviations on here. So you either type it all in or don't mention it. Well, thanks, Scott Holland. Appreciate it. No, I don't. I don't follow Reddit pages. And the reason I don't follow Reddit because they're wrong 90% of the time. And I know that because there's even a Reddit post that somebody made about me that was completely false, and everybody was like, wow, 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 that's so wow. And if you knew the actual story behind it, you'd you would have laughed in their face. But it was just about a case that we covered. I think it was Savannah. I don't remember her last name. But her father, biological father, wanted to talk to me about, because his daughter was abducted. Or not really abducted. She left willingly with this creepy wacko. And her stepdad was sexually assaulting her. And the crazy wacko had her film the father do that as proof. And then drove her far away. And then he had sexual contact with her too. But they also did turn in the video, which is weird. Kind of a weird side fact there. But I was talking to the biological father, and then it turns out that he had a sexual, like a sex, what do you call it? Sexual registration event. And it turns out it was statutory rape, and he's still friends with that person. So it was something like he was 23, maybe she was 18 or 17 or something. And, he got this charge against him. And I was talking to him. I didn't really know that. And they go, Gray gives voice to a predator. It was just the most ridiculous shit you've ever seen in your life. I was just trying to get information about what was going on in that other case. Huh? What do you mean you noticed that, Lola? I don't even know what you're talking about. Listen, everybody. I noticed that Lola hasn't discredited any UFO sightings. Therefore, they're all real. If Lola hasn't discredited it, they are absolutely true. God, there's just so many crazy people out there. Yep. They're only pear-shaped. Wow, those are weird. I always thought they looked like a pie tin. Yeah, I remember Baker. I bet I know who... Rick Baker is a total... He was just a crazy person. Kind of reminds me a lot of... good old Harvey, our buddy. Reminds me of that person. Hey, thanks, Mag. And Michelle Nicholas. Is there anybody on hold that I missed, maybe? No. Wow, look at the yellow hair that you guys have on those little animations. I believe UFOs are real. I didn't say they weren't real. I was just using the same logic that was deployed above, where it said, I noticed Gray didn't debunk, and I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. Listen, everybody. There aren't big, huge dolls sitting around in the forest near the crime scene, okay? Yes, we did follow that one. Yeah, we've covered it the whole time. Yeah, look at that. Another call. All right, 845. Hello. Yeah. Are you calling out of Syracuse? What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. Just love the channel. Never called before, but thanks for doing this every Sunday. I keep following it. But I was just curious. Is there a lot of talk around? Is the crime scene like botched? Do you think the cops botched that crime scene?
No. I mean, the searchers were there. Maybe somebody touched something, but they sealed it all off. and they were there for a couple days at least. I mean, they had the FBI out there running the show.
Right.
Yeah.
But the FBI was there quick, right? Right, pretty quick.
Yeah, well, there was an agent there that lived in the town, I guess, and then he got them out there really fast.
Because that's the only thing that always has kept me so curious this whole time following this case is, like, we don't know a lot about the crime scene, like, whatsoever, but I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. I'm like at a loss for anything at this point, because it seems like we keep getting like, hey, it might be something here, might be something there, but I think it's just like dried up at this point. I'm just like nervous that this is going to go to cold case like area to where we just don't know nothing forever, and it's like
right. I think it is dry. I think it is right now, but it seemed like it was picking up a little bit with these HLN things and information that was put out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is kind of dried up a little bit, but we're just kind of like on Sundays just talking about it to keep it in people's minds, at least. For sure. I mean, honestly, that's why I appreciate you so much, because you keep doing this, and like this is I follow a lot of different cases, and I'm actually studying law right now, but this is a case that's always on my mind. I think about it constantly. I think about I don't know, there's just got to be more to it than we know, and it drives me nuts. I don't know, but I honestly really appreciate you for doing this, and I always chime in on Sunday, so thanks, man. Well, cool. I appreciate it. I hope we get some answers soon, so
certainly.
Yeah. All right. Are you still...
All right, well, have a good one. Thanks, man.
Got any more thoughts? Or anything you want to say? Here we are. Oh, he left. He was already hanging out. Yeah, it's just so bizarre. It's really crazy. We actually did find, for those of you that aren't here, me and Cairo, and then the person that used to be her woods girl with kids used to come here. We all found, Cairo helped me pay for it, a satellite image of this entire area. And believe it or not, the image was taken at noon on February 13th, 2017. But unfortunately, it was only about like this clear, like about like that. Like if you were to pan out like that. Yeah, something about like that. So it was just really not very... You can't even make out a vehicle. See, if you zoom in, you can see how you can see that vehicle right there? And it got clear, because that's really good satellite. I mean, that's down to inches, right? But if you zoom out like this, you can't even see that car, and that's about all we had. And we were just really hoping that we could zoom in. It cost like $500 at the time. And wouldn't that have been amazing if you could have zoomed in and then there it was, a car parked right here. Oh man, wouldn't that have been incredible? Yeah, would have been awesome. But we took a chance, didn't work. What are you talking about, Wade? Oh, here he is. See, now we got the Wade the Whack Job is in here. Okay, I get it. Oh, you can't see. Oh, I see. I thought he said he was talking about a lot. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, the problem is there's two different screens that have to sync up. Okay, thanks for the look at. That helps out. All right. So see how this right here, you can't really make out a car on the road there. See that? Now, if you zoom in, way in there, Google Earth keeps adjusting, and then you get a clear picture. I mean, you can literally see if this was 1 foot, you'd be able to see it. I mean, it'd be like that right there is probably a foot, that little black dot right there. Okay, so there you go. But as you see, if you zoom out to about right here, you can just see a dot, and you don't even know if that's the car. So that's all we had on the satellite image. It was about this far up, and you could actually see the shadows were out like this, and it turns out it was noon, and that's what the metadata said on the image that they gave us as well. But it would have been so cool to be able to have a higher quality image where you could then zoom in, and right here there would have been a car parked, because it was at noon, February 13th, 2017. Pretty crazy, right? That's okay, Wade. I'm just joking with you too. All right. I didn't realize that I really was losing it because I was showing you something that wasn't on the screen. Yeah, it would have been amazing if there was a car parked there at noon, and then he had walked over. God, it was so frustrating to have it be such bad quality. Let me see if I can find that somehow. Let me. I do have this other program here. I think it's called, Lightroom, something like that. Might still be on there. Yeah, that would have been amazing. I didn't even know there was any satellite imagery from that date. I knew there was some from the 17th. So I think this is it right here. See that? Nah. Yeah. See, there you go. So let me... I'm not really a huge... I don't use this program. Okay, so Control minus. There we go. Control plus minus. There we go. Okay, so that's a bigger river. So it must be like down in this area. Yeah, right there. Okay, so... Wait, what's the date on this one? This doesn't look the same. So I don't see those shadows on it. No, there it is. Oh, wait, this one is... Oh, this is crazy. This one's February... This image is February 13th, 2017 at 5:58 p.m. I didn't even know I had this one. This is the same day, though. Oh, how crazy. Wow. That's wild. That's what it's saying, that this is... See the metadata over here? Look at this right here. Can you see this? Watch. I mean, I don't know if you can read that, but right there it says February 13th, 2017 at 5:58. I'm not even sure where I got this image. This isn't the same one. It doesn't have the shadows on it. But let me zoom in on this. Oops. See, I think the bridge is right here. And then that's the... See how there's nothing? That's the abandoned CPS building there. Right there. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, man. It's hard to use this program. It's not. But I know I have another one, so I'll have to go figure out where that is. Wild. But this is literally from that day, just later in the evening. So what's interesting looking at that is at that time, all the family is walking around at the bridge. Yeah, it's right there. I can see it. Yeah. So right where the cars park, there should be a bunch of cars parked right there. Now you can't see it any clearer, but like right here, there'd be a bunch of cars parked. No, you could. No, I'm not saying you can see them. I'm saying you could. If it was really clear, you could see them there. Because this is at 5:58, February 13th, 2017. Although, wouldn't it be dark? Maybe that's why it looks so crappy. I don't know. That's what this metadata is saying. February 13th, 2017. Although it's letting me... shit, I don't know. I'll see if I can find the one that we purchased. Shit. Man, I wish I knew that guy, remember the guy's name. I could look it up in an email and find it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was going to be kind of dark, so I'm not sure about that. And the thing is, I remember the image that we bought had a shadow on these big silos that were going like this. And then I went to my program and I created a scenario, and then I figured out what time that was. And then that's when we purchased it. And then when we got the image, it said the same thing. It said it was like 12 something, like 12:02 or whatnot. There, I'll spend some time. If anybody wants to call in, go ahead. I'm going to go look over here for... See if I can find that document. Got to be around somewhere. That was something else. What's going on, everybody? This is your time to shine. You call in. Huh. This is weird. I think it's a TIFF file, though. Maybe. Wonder if the image taken time is different. Nah. Oh. Well, apparently they uploaded it right when they took the picture. The thing I want to know the most is what time was the timestamp on the video of the girls, of the killer by the girls. That's what I want to know. Oh, thank you very much, Diamond Girl, for the PayPal there. I'm just looking in my emails for an old email. Hold on. Actually, I think I stored them off to the side over here. I'm just looking right now. Thank you, Claudia Neubauer. No. I don't see it. Darn it. God. Sucks. Yeah, we could never see it. It's too blurry. Yeah, we all know who Erskine is, Lola. But unlike you, I'm responsible and I don't put out information that Erskine said. Okay, we don't know for sure if it's factual, and by putting that out there, it's just really sensationalistic crap. I've had Erskine's text messages since 2017 when he put them out. I haven't talked about them on the show, okay, because we don't know if they're true, and if they are true, you've just given away what is known at the crime scene. Okay, so let's just, does it really matter? Okay, let me ask you this, anybody. Would it help you solve the case if you knew that the girls were, stabbed or something in a certain way? Would it help you figure out who the killer was? And the answer is no. But you want to know because you're curious, just like the rest of us. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? See, the thing is, it's interesting, but it wouldn't help us at all. What might help is the signatures, things like that. I know you didn't put it out. It's just you keep talking about it, and then people are going to go look it up. Shit. Oh, Jesus. I don't know who Josh is. I just... Yeah, the family probably knows. I'm sure Mike knows. They were at the funeral, so... I'm just trying to find these documents now. Hold on. Oh, maybe that's it. Hold on. No, that's not it. I'm actually just trying to find my emails regarding that image that we had a long time ago. I did a whole video on it, but I don't know if I could find that. Okay, I think I might be... maybe figuring something out. No. Huh. Ah, man. Plus, if you call in, I'll answer the call. But if not... there it is. Dolphin, helicopter, hollow. Is this it? This is probably you. Is that it? Ooh, shit. That's the metadata from it. Yeah, at 2:13 at... yes, that does say 5:58 on that. I think that might have been a second image that I purchased. I know this is really boring for you guys, but I'm trying to look up. What do you mean no names in chat? What does that mean? Oh yeah, putting in, yeah. Where's shipped? Where's shipped? Carmack. I'm actually, talk amongst yourself. I'm looking for a specific file that was sent to me. I'll find it one of these days. All right, 309, you're on. 309. Oh, I got to admit you again. 309. Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
You know it's this account, right?
Huh? Oh, Jesus.
It's this account.
Oh, God. What's going on?
Oh, not much. It was just a little there while you were looking, so I wanted to give you a call.
Well, but then I can't look while I'm looking because now you're calling. You see what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Hang on just one second. I cannot hardly hear you. Okay, maybe I can hear you better now.
What I'm saying is now I can't look because you called.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so do you want me
to... What do you got?
Well, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the signatures. You did kind of touch on this. I think it reminded me of when we did like the profiling that night. And after we had talked, I thought about it, and it's kind of like, well, for the signatures, they have to really be something that is going to be able to help a person lead. There's a variety of different signatures on that, up to speed on what, the technical terms and all that kind of thing is, but it has to be something that, if it's just like a shoe, or I don't know, just something silly. It's not, although it's a signature, it's not going to tell us anything specifically about this person until maybe they're identified, if that makes sense for the public. Versus, okay, well, they made something out of this, particular thing, and you'd have to have a certain skill set or something like that. Then releasing a signature, that could be helpful.
Well, I think it'd be helpful. I think it'd be helpful if it's something that's just sort of like a unique type of item, and then maybe that item's noticed by somebody else out there.
Right, like if it was, that would be helpful. If there was some uniqueness to it, and since we don't know what they are, to say we want them to release it, yes, but obviously it's only if it can, if it's really going to help the public, because otherwise there's just not a lot of sense in us, seeing something like that at this time. And then I know that Brian Chadwell's been a big source of discussion, and that he's being checked into, I think, is the appropriate. He's nothing really other than being maybe looked at. But to me, I think he is really suspicious, because he is a person that, if you look at the crime that he committed, it really seems like for this little girl, 8 or 9, 10 years old, I don't recall, but so she, and we know his intention was to kill her, so that's a person who's capable to start with. But then if you also look at the setup, he brings her into his home. She knows his dogs. That's his neighbor. She sees his face. I mean, she has one way really out of that home, and it's, the way that she was rescued, in my opinion. And I mean, I don't think he's going to let her go. There's just, there would be no convincing me that he's just going to let that girl go after that. So, he's close. And, we had talked before, this kind of goes back to the profile, and that's where my brain keeps kind of wanting to bounce back to that a little bit. I know he'd been in prison for, I think it was like 13 years, something like this. And I'm imagining that that's a bit of a high-risk environment where you have to consider being, keeping yourself in safety. And I know he seems very sloppy what he's doing at his house there, as opposed to what's going on at the Delphi murder crime scene. But we know that they said it's odd and bizarre crime scene at the Delphi. And then as far as was he organizing or planning with this Lafayette crime, it was a black party, is my understanding. So there may have been a little bit of time for him to have been clued in. Yeah. I'm going to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not really that interested in talking about James Chadwell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just think he's, once if he's ever determined to be somebody, we can sit here and speculate on him all day long. We already know kind of what, all the different little aspects of him. It was
right.
Like it was a black party, a black party, and he looked like he has similar height and everything. He was going to kill an 8-year-old girl. Lives within 20 miles. But that's kind of where it stops. We don't really. There's not.
We don't know for sure. Yeah, and they're looking into him. I mean, so we'll know at some point. I think yes or no. But good news is this guy's off the streets anyways, and I think I understand that he's if found guilty, he's not coming out. So, and she made it out. You know, whatever she did, she was able to make her rescue possible, and that was awesome. You know, so she was out, and that's the big deal there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Well, I haven't found. I'm trying to find this image.
I know. I
I'm still
hope that you
looking.
can find it.
Yeah. Well, I've got to see the emails with this guy
Mhm.
at Apollo. I think it was Apollo Mapping, but I'm not really finding.
Is this the one you paid to receive?
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Well, I'll just go back to looking for it, but you know, hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll get some answers. I mean, this is just. You know, it's already been 4 years and a couple months, and just need to get it
I
solved.
know. We got to be encouraged, though. Any day something can come up, and technology gets better and better, and you know, time is now on the side of others, not these murderers. Eventually, you know, he's going to get it caught. He's going to slip up. Something's going to happen, and I just think, yeah, still feel encouraged. Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Well.
All right, great. Well, I hope others
thanks.
are going to call in.
Oh, it's okay.
Love to hear what.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can chat in there. I'm just going to look for this for a few more minutes, but good luck in the chat there. We always get the trolls that show up.
Yeah, it's the weekend and it's a Delphi night, so
Yeah.
always happens. So, all right.
That's right.
Well, you take care.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Three or nine what? What does that even mean? Yeah. Thank you, this account. Yeah, just don't even care about the rumors. Just, God, that's what I'm saying. If we didn't have the wacko conspiracy theory channels, you'd have just a realistic view of what's going on here and what the problems are. They've got a little bit of touch DNA off of a shoulder. It's not a good quality. And that's it. You know, it's that's why they're not able to determine who the person is. I don't think it's somebody that lives in the town, because if it was, somebody would have said, "Oh my God, that's so and so. Just listen." Yeah, so I'm trying to. I got an email with an attachment, but I can't see the attachment for some reason. Let me type in, maybe that'll help. It might be an email that was sent that just had the file in it. Yeah. That one, maybe? Shit. That has an invoice on it. And the invoice was for $450. Let's see if that's it. Yeah, it was 2/13, 2017, but the resolution was only 3 meters, right? So that's That's the detail. Google Earth is like inches. Yeah, I'm sure I saved it. I just don't remember what it was called. So I might be able to try this. Let's see. Yeah, well, maybe. I receipt. Oh, that might be it right there. Is that it? Come on. There's a Dropbox link. I wonder if it's still working. It's hard to know. Oh, they deleted it. Shit. Of course. Thank you. So that's how they gave it to me. It was on a Dropbox. I am searching for it a different way. I'm sure I downloaded it at one point. Well, how's everybody doing? I saw Jenny Penny come in here for a minute. Hey Lola, can you just relax a little bit? You're just over the top, okay? Just calm down a little bit. Well, not too bad, Muse. Not too bad. Yeah, I think he's a serial killer like person. I don't think it's some kind of grudge or anything like that. Doesn't make any sense. No, I'm in a normal mood, Easy. I'm just responding to people that are just continually... You know, we always get trolls on Delphi nights. That's it. You know, it's kind of sad. How disgusting is that? Is that the trolls enjoy the Delphi night? They got to come out and sort of mock the murder of 2 girls. I think that's sick, you know? Sick. Oh, it's up all. Okay. Yep, still looking. All I have is the invoice in here. Come on, it's got to be in the same directory though. Come on, work. Oh no, shoot. It wasn't, but maybe in the invoice it'll tell me the name. No. Well, I'm looking it up. I don't know if we'll find it. donate button is. Oh, hey, that last search popped up with something, and did it work? Let's see. Got the metadata right there. The JSON file. And here is the image, I think. It's a TIFF file. Okay. This could be it. Open with. Okay, let me just. I think I found it. Wow, that's crazy. So I did have it in the right folder. I did find this sucker. Wow. Yeah, I just looked at the invoice and then I typed in, cut and pasted these large numbers and boom, there it was. That's not it. It's one of these. That one right there. Oh, that's right, and there was some kind of a thing you could do to it with... shit. Oh wait, I think I can open this in Photoshop. Let me try that. I know you guys are probably bored to death, but just chat amongst yourselves, alright? I can't help you out. This is for you guys to call in, but I'm really trying to look something up right now. These are huge files. Okay, so there it is. Let me change the brightness. Ah, there we go. Now we can kind of see it. Anyways, I'm just going to try to zoom in. This is a huge file. Yeah, it's so weird because the shadows aren't there anymore. I almost feel like this is the same one we were looking at earlier. And that's the... And that's the abandoned CPS building. Ah. Wait, is that the shadow? No. Oh, I think you can see it a little bit, maybe. Although this says it's at 5 o'clock. And here's that metadata that came with it. It's an XML file. Right there. So here's the file. This is the data that came from the satellite imagery. 2017, February 13th. But this one does say 1758. So I know that I have another one somewhere. Oh, man. I know I have another one. Although that's the one that I bought for 400 and... I'll have to look into that again. Even close loved one by gait and or body type alone walking across the rickety old bridge isn't plausible. Well, I think if you use the voice and the look, somebody out there would recognize that person. It is possible. So when you say not possible, that's not accurate. I think if somebody heard me talk, saying, guys, down the hill. Although, yeah, if I'm trying to sound like somebody else, but if I went like this, guys, down the hill, you probably would be able to recognize me, right? Now, if I change my voice even slightly, you know, I remember back in the day I was trying to create a 3D model of the whole bridge. Look at this. This is the height map of the area. That's actually the bridge right there. And this was a height map I found on a site, but it didn't really work very well. And it doesn't even have the crime scene, I don't think. And it's hard for me to make out what I'm looking at. No, it should be there, I think. Hold on. Yeah, if that's the bridge, ding ding. Yeah, the crime scene would be right there. Yeah, it's on this height map here. The crime scene would be about right here. There's the little corner, the private drive, the corner right there, crime scene right there. See if you got a receipt. What's going on, everybody? It's so quiet. Normally on Delphi call-in nights, people are calling in. You know, maybe you guys are getting burnt out on it. I can switch over to doing other things. What do you mean, Evansdale, Iowa? Oh, what happened there? What, who are you talking to? Yeah, that's where Lyric and Elizabeth were killed. They were younger than Abby and Libby. They were abducted and then found, you know, by hunters miles away in the woods, similar looking type woods near a creek. And there's no evidence on that case at all that we know of. Visually, just people saying they saw this or that. I mean, you guys got to ask yourself, a lot of you wouldn't be talking about the Delphi case if that video didn't exist. Let's just be honest. We would, but it wouldn't be a big case at all. It would be just like the Lyric and Elizabeth case, which is very similar, other than the fact that there's no video of the killer. If there was video of the killer, that would have been a huge case. But in this case, it's very fortunate that Libby took that video, because so few people would be as obsessed and looking into the case as they are, because there would be absolutely no information to go by. None. Got what? I didn't get anything from you, Mitsu Blue, or whatever your name is. I didn't get anything here. Super chats come through just like that one right there, that Kit Kat put in there. Yeah, I didn't see it. Didn't come in. Maybe you sent it to somebody else. Thanks, Kit Kat. No, Canadian money comes in too. Oh, you were testing it? Yeah. No, it works. Yeah. Right, but that's the only reason you heard about it though, is because there's video and audio of the killer. Imagine without that, this case would just be that they found Abby and Libby, and that's it. We would have nothing. There'd be no audio and none of those images that were on the cell phone, for example. Maybe if that's all there was the images on the cell phone, you'd know that where they went, but there'd be no information whatsoever. The video has made all the difference, and yet that still didn't seem to make that much of a difference. Hey, thanks, Amber Maiden. Always so generous. So many of you. I'm so lucky on here to have the generous freaks supporting my channel so that I can continue to do what I'm doing, and knowing at the same time that we'll be taking care of a lot of charities at the end of each month. Now we're trying to get the DNA fund built up to about, I'll get it to 9,500 at the end of the month, and then maybe send 500 more somewhere else. Maybe that would get us at the 3,000 for the month. That'd be pretty crazy. That's my goal. Yeah, I mean, what would you be discussing? I mean, how many people have spent hours and hours making videos only based on trying to analyze grainy footage? What would be great about it, though, is you would remove people, like the Harveys of the world. They wouldn't have anything to make a video about at that point, because they wouldn't spend 1,000 hours trying to, quote, enhance an already enhanced video that can't be enhanced any more than it has been. Do you understand what I'm saying? It can't be. It's absolutely grainy as hell. And we could do that if you guys want. Let me show you. Let's go back again. There's always new people watching. We'll go back in because we actually had our buddy Beth and Bonnie Rame go out to the crime scene. Not the crime scene, but the bridge itself. Now, hold on a second. Got a call coming. Hey, thanks, Miss Marple. .608. You're on. Hello, who's this?
Cindy Lean.
Oh, Jesus. How's it going, Cindy?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Here we go. Oh, my God.
Here we go. Oh, boy. Hey, so I was really excited about last night's show, the paranormal one.
Uh-huh.
And I fell asleep because I was so tired from helping my friend move, and then I watched it this morning, but I thought those calls were pretty great. I really enjoyed that. I think it'd be cool if you did do it like a great, so that way you still get your, just do it like on your normal channel or whatever, and just have a paranormal night.
Yeah, that might be a better way to do it, because I've lost all of the. It just sort of turned into a sort of a dead account. I mean, there's 1,900 subscribers, but YouTube turned off everything on it. So.
Yeah, but I thought that was right. I really enjoyed those calls. I thought it was cool for sure, and it was kind of neat.
Yeah,
to
and what
hear.
she's talking about, we don't talk about we don't do psychics and EVP reading. But
right.
How everybody out there has those weird moments in their life where something kind of really coincidental or something bizarre happens and you can't really explain it. That's what it's for. It's not for you to call up and go, "Oh my God, Gray, I see ghosts all the time. I've got a crystal ball and everything." Okay, I'm not really. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to do spirit box bullshit. I don't want to do any of that stuff. If you want to do that, call up another channel. I just want to hear those one-off stories, which could even be that you think maybe you saw a Bigfoot, or you saw a UFO, or a letter showed up at your house. It seemed like it was written by your mom, but she had died 10 years ago, and you can't explain. Something weird like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. I like those things.
I know. Yeah, I enjoyed that lady at that call. I can't remember exactly. It was who called in, but it was about her friend's son that had passed, and then he was singing the Red Balloons or Left Balloons song. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool. And anyway, so I saw the comment there. You said something about maybe we're getting burnt out on it, and maybe some people are, but I'm not. And I hope that we continue on, and you do continue to do it. And I know it's frustrating. Again, I've said it before, but I do appreciate you continuing the coverage, because it still needs to get out there. And over time, you keep getting new people. There are consistently new people coming that haven't heard of the case.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I'm not familiar with this case. And oh, wow,
Mm-hmm.
There are still people that haven't heard about it. And so please, do continue to do it.
Well, I'll probably still do it, but I'm just saying it seems like, some nights there aren't as many people calling, and you'd think with 500 and something people watching, they'd be like, oh, yeah, I have this thing I want to say. But the difference is I guess what it is I'm not going, if you want to call in and talk about a bunch of wacky shit, it's probably good that you're not calling. But if you want to call in about, like, what your thoughts are and some rational thoughts about it, then that's great.
I wonder if some people don't know exactly how to call, too, because, you have, like, where it says, you enter your meeting ID, and then you enter a passcode.
Uh-huh.
And then you have to enter another, it says, and then you enter it again. And I think a lot of people don't know to enter the same code again.
Yeah. But the other thing's kind of easy, the StreamYard.
It is, if you aren't too familiar with it, or you've never done them before. Like the first time I did it, I was like, what number? And then I just tried it and it worked. But
I was
think
talking
some
about
people just don't know how.
I was using, StreamYards is kind of easy, but it makes it so that you're connected with video and everything. I could do the same thing I did before, where I just put the link to Zoom in there, and then you connect and you can turn off the video and talk, but it seemed like people were struggling with that for some reason.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, I don't know, but it shouldn't be, though, because it's so every single person.
It is.
It's all your fault, though. That's the thing. Because every single person that I ever say, hey, come join a Zoom, and I send them a link, they go right on. We're just talking within seconds.
I got right through that night. I did that. It was fine. I didn't have any problems, but
yeah,
I know others, I think, did, but it worked for me. I went right through.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's like we have must be a lot of technically challenged people.
Oh, yeah, there are. There really are. A lot of people don't, they're just like my parents, too. They never... My dad did some computer work, but, for the railroad, but he had his own little computer. But other than that, they don't have internet. They don't, all this kind of number stuff can really confuse people that have never really done that kind of stuff, or just getting into it or just learning things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate you doing all your shows. And I missed the beginning of Delphi because I was watching the replay on the earlier show. I was working, so I started watching that one. And I was like, dang it, I missed the start of the Delphi one.
Well,
but I think that one's going to be really good, too, that I missed from earlier.
Well, that one was just kind of updating, trying to get the rational thoughts about the cache.
It's just sad.
But there's just so many wackos making videos out there, just turning it into a circus. People are driving around by the home of the people with their cameras, and people throwing shit. It's just like, man, how disgusting,
It's really something. People are really weird lately.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
just, I wouldn't
weird.
Just say, I wouldn't say
all the wackos are coming out,
yeah.
all over.
I wouldn't say
I don't
lately.
know. Maybe there are a lot of UFOs. Maybe there's something they're doing to the water. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. But I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna talk about the video, images here.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gray. Again, thank you, Freak Family. I really enjoy seeing you guys in chat and your sport always.
The Freaks!
So.
Hey, Sandy, thanks for calling. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man. Mary Lou had to jump in there.
Oh, Mary Lou. Oh, boy.
How come you guys... Look at I'm trying to figure out why you guys all like Mary Lou, right? It's like at the end of the show, she bashes poor John. You notice how John Boy doesn't even make his presence known very much anymore. He just sort of... He's just quiet.
Well, you know, Mary Lou is like... Mary Lou is just... It's just funny. I don't know, because you make me laugh about it, I guess. That's probably why.
Well, I kind of think
just laugh.
of them
I snort laugh. One night I woke my son up. Oh, my God. I was laughing so hard.
I always think
the
of
more
them
Mary Lou cries, the more harder I laugh. Like,
yeah. Well, I always
I think the other thing is we all know a Mary Lou. We all have a Mary Lou in our life. And,
yeah, the whiner.
You know, like, you know, somebody who can fake stuff pretty good or, you know, just. But I love her talent. She just kicks it.
She is a good rapper.
That's a star right there, Mary Lou. She's just a star. And, you know, John Boy kicks it pretty good some nights, too. That guy does not get enough credit, yo. He does not.
He really doesn't.
He's not as talented. They're not as talented as Gray Hughes, but they are talented.
Got that right.
But,
you
yeah.
got that right.
I really hope you do a karaoke night or whatever. I wouldn't do it, but I would watch. And I think if people are talented, and I love to hear, you know, I love it. I think it's awesome.
That would be kind of
fun.
like
be cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry guys, I chat, talk. So
okay, have a good one.
I love you guys.
See you
See you later. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Freak Family.
Bye.
What do you mean, Cindy? You thought I was... Oh, God, I don't fake cry at all.
See? That's what Cindy was talking about.
Oh, I guess so.
See what I'm saying? She's fake. Mary Lou is fake as hell, everybody. Let's be honest. All right, so here is the video at the end of the bridge, okay? You see that? That's almost exactly where this is just Beth and Bonnie out there. Beth standing right at the end of the bridge, but way too far over to the right. Should be about 1.5 feet to the left of this side rail here. And so if we get her to about right, now let's see. Here it is, right there. And she also needs to be moved over about 1.5 feet. He wasn't walking right next to the rail. And so that's about the distance, right? So now if you go over to... So this is what law enforcement had to deal with, but also kind of a wiggling camera, all right? So if you go there and you scale it up, and then law enforcement cropped out this. And so what we're seeing is about something like that. There's a little white nodule. That's what I'm saying. You have to move the camera over to the left and move her over, and that little white thing would be right next to her foot like that. And that's what you see in this video right here. So see that the little white thing next to his leg right there? That's because the camera needs to be exactly how you're seeing it right now, with the right rail in to the left, and then the killer another 1.5 feet, like over here where, well, you can't see that one yet, but let me go back to... So there you go. This is what it looks like. And this is where you can tell all your little wackos out there talking about, oh my God, you can see the... they're full of shit, all right? So look how little detail there is on her face, right? In fact, if you scale it back out, her face gets clear because your mind's able to interpolate what's going on. But if you zoom in, even though she doesn't even have a hat on or anything, you notice how there's really no detail at all? Like if I went out and I said, hey everybody, who's this? Watch. Oh, look at that. Ooh, that's, man, that could be anybody at this point. You wouldn't even know that that's her hair here. You'd think that, you could even think that that's a guy with their hair parted like that. And maybe they have they got a necklace around and all this. No, it's actually braided hair on both sides coming down, and it's a female. All right? But there's very few pixels that make up the face. So if I take this image right here, let me zoom it out a little bit more. This is what law enforcement was probably dealing with right here. So you take that, and basically what you have to do is use the original. So I can't even do this, what I'm doing here. Let me get back to the original size, because that's not what they get to do. Okay, that's the original video right there. Yep. Yeah, that was it. That was the original video. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a new sequence here and then just drop that one in. And then it'll ask me if I want to keep. Here's what I'll do. And then change the settings. So now it's just going to, this is now a clip of the original. The full video. That's how big the video was. And then look, right there. Look at that craziness. You see that? Right there is where the killer was, about 60 feet away. And look how small she is on that video. That's a full video, held to the side. Does anybody see what the problem is now? Why the killer is so unclear? Because it was tiny. Then, you would take an image, just like this, and that's about the size that the killer was taken off of a much, much larger image. In fact, Abby was probably still right in this area, and you can see a little bit, but she'd be way larger being right here. And just a little bit got in there, so they kept adjusting each frame to keep her out of it. You see two different discolorations. So there we go, we got that. And then we'll take that image and then we'll go over to Photoshop. Just waiting for Photoshop to load up. Did she eat anything? Come on, Photoshop. God. Actually, that's not accurate what I said to do there. I just realized that. I'm not really sure. I think I might know how to do this. So this is the full size. If I export a frame from here, I think it's right here. There we go. I'm going to export a frame, and then I'll open that in Photoshop. Now I have the full size. There we go. Okay, here we go. So this is a full size image from this video. And it's probably smaller than this because she only had like 720p. There we go. Now I can zoom in and see, there you go. That is, I've got a full frame from the video, and that's the clarity of it. Now if I zoom in on it like this, like so many people on freaking YouTube do, can you see anything right there? Like, yeah, does that look like a damn thing to you at all? That's how many pixels make up the face. You know, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So maybe like 160 pixels. That's it. Yeah, now if I just cut out... Yeah, it's alright. It's a pork chop. Well, if there's a trial, I'm going to go to it. And I'll get somebody to get me a seat. Alright, see that? Now watch how it gets clear as you zoom out. That doesn't look like a damn thing at that point, right? Oh, look at that. Now it looks like a person. You know, you can literally make out that that's a person there. So, it doesn't help anybody when they go like this, and they zoom in, and then they start... Now, here's what they do on... This is what they do. So, see how her face is made up of a lot of pixels? You see that? Now, here's what people do on YouTube, social media. They go like this. Image, size, okay? Then you come over here. Watch what I'm going to do here. See where it says 72 dots per inch right there? They'll boost that sucker up to 500. Okay? Now, it's going to multiply that by about 6 times. So now I'm going to zoom back out. It's a massive image at this point because I just made it. Now watch when I zoom in. Oh, wow. Look how clear. Oh, ooh, it's a goblin. Look at that. See how there's not the pixels anymore because I added all that on there? Now look at it. It's a skull. Look at that crazy crap. Ooh, neato. Hey, thanks, Mag. Pork chops and applesauce. Hey. Yeah, it actually distorted her face. That's what Harvey does all the time. He takes a legitimate image. He's never had the legitimate image. He's never actually taken the video off of the website and used it. So he'll add a bunch of pixels on there, and then you end up with that. Now, it's possible that you can get a clear frame. Let's see. Maybe there's one that's... Let's just try that one. See what happens. Open up that. Yeah, sometimes there's a little distortion going on. Okay, so that's not as badly distorted, right? So, but there you go. You zoom into about right there, and then you say, look, it's a pimple. Right there, you can see it. Hey, let me just tell you this. See, when these idiots tell you that they can see a pimple on the face, what they're talking about is a pimple would have to be huge. It'd have to be bigger, almost like 4 of these things. How would you see it? Oh, look at that. It's a cigarette. You can see it because there's 4 whites in a row there. That has to be a cigarette, everybody. And it looks like... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's just sunlight on her nose. Never mind. Okay, so now we've got that kind of a clarity. Now we'll do the same thing I just did, but I'll just do 300 this time. There we go. We'll do 300 dots per inch. Zoom out. And then zoom in on the face. And now they got some pixels to work with. Oh, wow. Hey, listen, everybody. Do you think it's possible that this person right here is actually wearing a mask? You know, like they did in Point Break when they robbed the banks? You know, I think this could be one of those with the holes in it and stuff like that. Maybe a skeleton. See how much clearer it is right there? Way clearer right there, right? Way clearer. This looks like a regular person. You might even recognize who that was if you knew them. But if you didn't know them, you might have a difficulty. This person, though, has less, doesn't have the jackets on, the hoodie, and all that crap. Yeah, I've actually had people... No, that's true, though, Hade. I've had people call me up and call me a lunatic because when they use a magnifying glass on these images, they can see things that I haven't talked about on my show. And what I'm trying to tell them is, I don't give a damn what you're looking at. Because what you did was you got a magnifying glass and then looked at your computer, which is no different than just zooming in like this, or you printed it out on a sheet of paper and then used a magnifying glass on it, which distorted it tremendously. I mean, have any of you guys learned anything tonight at all? Or do you think I'm just full of shit right here talking about what I'm seeing people do with these images? Because if you do think I'm feeding you crap, you're just wrong. I don't know how to explain it to you. But if it helps you, if you feel like you get a little bit more entertainment out of it, then you go ahead and do that. I'm just not going to lie to you to make you feel good about it. All right? Yeah. So I'm just trying to tell you guys. But look how many more pixels there are per a color. See? That's what they're doing. They're adding pixels and it makes it invalid at that point. And that's blue bedding down over here. See? That's the original right there. That's what they worked with. They may have done some best enhancing they could, and they may have done some extra stuff to it. I don't know. But when you have people on YouTube grab this image, add pixels to it, and apply filters on it, you get people doing stuff like... what's really mind-boggling is that they'll actually put in things like... art filters. They'll come into the filter gallery over here, pick something like this, and go, and they'll zoom in on it, and they'll say, "Oh my God, look at it right there! You can see it." They had a shirt on that had one of the Pac-Man creatures on it. Yeah. I think one of the more popular ones. Let's go to the filter gallery again. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, that figured it out. And what you could do is change that to green and black and make it look like you got a night vision shot of it. Yeah, these are my favorites when they do stuff like this. They do a filter like that, kind of cool filter, but then they'll zoom in on a shape, and then that makes the blade of a machete right there. You see what I'm saying? That's a blade of a machete instead of just being, oh, that's light on the pants from the sun. Okay. Right. Here we go. Let's see what else we can come up with here. Those are actually kind of cool looking though, right? Like that one. Oh, I've seen this one 1,000 times. Who hasn't seen this one out there? And then what they tell you is, oh yeah, so I got a hold of a NASA image enhancement program. Look what I came up with here. Now, if we look at this and we combine that with the radiology effect from 1927 and combine that with the correlations from the cinematic photographs found on the correlated Oh, shut the hell up, man. Nothing you just said made any sense at all, nor did it have any sense of reality to it. Oh, wow. Let's do the watercolor filter. We can zoom in on that. I'm sure we can find some incredible shapes. Now, right there, what do you guys think that might be? You know, maybe that's part of a CD sticking out of a jacket, you know, the old CD style. That means this person must be about 50 because they're still using CDs out there. Looks like they got hit in the head with a Mack truck at one point, removing the round portion that was once on that side. Man, unbelievable. Where's the other one? Some of these are kind of cool, like that one. If you were just going to put that on a wall or something. Yeah, there you go. That's the one, man. Oh. Oh, yeah, you got whole kinds of different ones there. I've seen this one before too, believe it or not. So, yeah, there's lots of filters that are in Photoshop, but none of them enhance an image at all, okay? None of them. So, that's the reality of it. Now, I do have in my, this program, I have these filters, but they don't help. The only thing that you can do really when you have an image is do like, change the contrast up a little bit. You can boost up the lights and make the darks darker, and it might bring out different features of a face, for example. Like if it's a muted tones, you can bring out features. But when you start adding pixels, you can forget it. Well, anyways, you guys, I think that's about it. Nobody's calling in, and now I've been 2 hours and 43 minutes on this show, and an hour on the previous show, or an hour and some odd minutes. And thank you very much again, Mag. You're very generous. Yeah, I don't like the pink one either. Possible to get an up close personal picture of, well, there isn't one. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, you want me to, I mean, I think I might have something. Let's see. This might be it right here. Hold on. Yes. See, these are, I do have the video, each of the still frames in Adobe. See, this is the video that they released, okay? And keep in mind, the video that I just showed you was 1080p. I think Kelsey's phone was 720, so that's why it's even less clear. Or not Kelsey, Libby's. So look at right here. Watch this right there. So if I took that frame and I zoomed in, there it is. That's what law enforcement released. So you tell me how you can get the detail that you see Harvey show you guys. With there's like mouth shapes and a pork chop thing that you put around. It's just not there. Okay, that's one of the clearest still frames right there. There's nothing there at all. I don't know what the Tai Chi filter is, but hey, thanks, Lynette. Pork chops and applesauce. See? And right there, I think that's something Abby or part of Libby that came into the shot right there. So that's one of the clearer ones. And then maybe, I don't know. That's really about the best one right there. Nothing. Looks like Bigfoot. Don't worry about it, Susanna. Let's see. If you told me why you needed it, I might tell you, but let's see. Yeah. So as long as you realize what you're looking at, when you see these people apply 57,000 filters on something, they're using an image that's really shitty from a long time ago. And well, when I say a long time ago, I mean it's gone through a lot of iterations. Like somebody will download something, put a filter on it. Then that person will grab that image with the filter on it and then put their own filters on it. So after a while, it'll take something that looked like a chipmunk and turn it into an elephant. Okay? Something like that. Yeah, it's hard to... When you see them moving, though, it's not as bad. That's what I'm saying. So your eye pieces things together a little bit. See, when he's moving around, I actually think my animation's much better than that. This one right here. I think it's much better. Its face is easier to sort of see it a little bit because it's moving the way he's moving. No, it's not three-dimensional. Oh, wait. You're talking about... I thought you just typed this image here. People keep saying the white thing is part of a shirt logo. No, it's not. That's not a logo right there. That's an item underneath the jacket that's sticking out. It's either like a scarf or maybe a bent up rope or something. Look at it. You can see it there. It's not a logo. Or it's an outline line of a dog's head from the side. Oh boy. Whew. Yikes. Yeah. Like some of these images that, Harvey worked with are images that he found on the internet. And then those are already 10 iterations deep. So you have something that looks like could have started off being, Ginger on Gilligan's Island. And at the end looked like the skipper, okay? And to me, those two people couldn't look more different, but that's what you get when you apply 57,000 filters onto something. Yeah, this is the original video right here. I still have it. It's called Delphi Motion Fix. They got rid of that off the FBI site. Now they just have a YouTube video, which isn't as clear as the original here. Yeah. Well, I have a video. There's a video this guy made one time that explains it really well. It's he took a video with him talking, and then he downloaded it off of YouTube, then uploaded it again, then downloaded it again and uploaded up, down, down. He did it something like 500 times, and by the time it was done, it looked like it was just a mess. Even the audio, because it keeps compressing, and it just turned into a nightmare. I forgot, I can't find it on the internet. Those are people. Oh my God. Those are people. Can you tell that the square isn't part of the real image that's behind it, though? Could you tell that by looking at it? It's just an image of the bridge, and then I overlaid that on top of it. So obviously it's not the same scene, or there wouldn't be a square moving around. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know. See what I'm saying, Robbity Rob? It's just, there are people on a photograph that I used in the background. And it has nothing to do with the killer. No, it's not a gate. Those are people standing there. They're sitting there at the end of the bridge. See them? Those are people. But look at how there's a square moving around on top of another image. Just seconds. 5 seconds. Chris. He only had to walk 60 feet. The gate is on the other side of those people. There is a gate there. All right, everybody. Thank you all for calling in tonight. Appreciate it. And thank you very much for the super chats and channel memberships. I can't see the channel memberships anymore on the... Well, maybe I don't know. Let's see. So thank you to Lily Rose.
Lily Rose. Hey, that's not me.
No, I'm supposed to do it. Lily Rose. Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming, Crystal. Believe Angel. Gloria Batari. Kit Kat. Cindy Leon. Nathan David. Zozo. Scott Holland. Zozo. Allie Kate. Linda Howell, Susie Heath, and that was Linda Howell of the Cattle Mutilations and Crop Circles. Miss L. Rodriguez, DMDJ, Scott Pollock, Jen H, Susie Heath, D&K Rec, Happy Anniversary, Mag, Michelle Nicholas, Claudia Neubauer, Muse, Cindy Lean, Kit Kat, Amber Maiden, Miss Marple, Muse, Mag, with a cat eye donation, Lynette Burns. Excellent.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, thanks to everybody who called in, but we could sure use more callers next time. Right? Could definitely use more callers next time. Excellent. So anyways, make sure you go out and you'll notice those ridiculous image enhancements. You got to put quotes around enhancements because they're definitely not. Okay. All right, everybody. I guess I don't really have my PSA anymore. You know, make sure you're washing your hands, that kind of thing. But if you've been vaccinated, don't worry about wearing a mask. Just do your thing out there. Unless you're in an establishment that doesn't let you do that. So, all right, everybody, thank you very much, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Back to the Molly Tibbetts trial, day 4, coming up tomorrow. Probably be another long session. I might even have it playing while I'm watching the Blazer game. But anyways, all right, everybody, thank you very much. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Grant is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender.
Hey, Gray, that was really fun, man.
All right, everybody, talk to you.
Hey, Gray, that was really fun. It was really neat. I really liked the part where that one person called in and they were talking about...
Hey, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I don't, but I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so the one time when...
How would you shut the hell up, Mary Lou?
Gosh, John boy, you're so mean.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, see? Full of crap, full of crap.
That's Cindy Lee, and she said I was good. Because I am the stud.
Hey, is that a rap?
No. And spit it out and repeat it. It's not a treat. The troll is beat. Just one of the ways that I defeat it. Staying in my groove. When there's a troll on the move, just takes a second to remove. Cause every time I conclude, the troll is gonna lose. Nice try, lizard eye. I see you creeping on the sly. Why you think you so fly when you're such a whiny cry? Battle me, you're gonna fry. Gonna send you out to mummify.
Can I try it, Mary Lou?
No.
Oh, come, I want to do it too.
Cause you suck, John boy.
Well, hey, Mary Lou, my dog died recently, and I just wanted to do a rap.
Oh, you did? Okay, go ahead then, John boy.
What a sucker. Okay. Triangle sector, I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher, even transmitted like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar, but the degree is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freaking nectar, and I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I mean that in a spectre, but a vector on his vector with the respector.
Hey, you've been practicing, but you still suck.
Well, oh, is that good or bad? I don't know. Hey, Cindy Lean likes me. Cindy Lean likes me.
Yeah, you said that twice.
I know, but that's the only one that likes me, so I said it twice. Gee.
M-A-S? Hey, what up the mine music? Gosh, Gray. It's not yours. It's mine, John boy.
I didn't say that, you said that.
Oh, yeah. Ding, 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 ding. M-A-S-T-E-R, a G with a double E. Said I will why the unforgettable name of the man they call the Master G. Well, my name is known all over the world by all the foxy ladies, pretty girls. I'm going down in history as the baddest brother that ever could be. Now I'm feeling the highs and I'm feeling the lows. Beat stops getting into your toes. You stop popping your fingers and stamping your feet and moving your body while you're sitting there and say, damn, stop doing the freak. I said, damn, I ride it out of your seat. Then you throw your hands high in the air. You're rocking to the beat, singing Derrick. Rocking to the beat without a care, with the short side MCs for the affair. Now I'm not as tall as the rest of the game, but I can rap to the beat just the same. Got a little face and a pair of brown eyes. I'm a credit to the ladies that hypnotized, singing on and on and on and on. Beat don't stop until the break of dawn. On and on and on and on, like a hot diddy pop, diddy pop, diddy pop, diddy diddy pop, diddy pop, pop. You don't dare stop or come alive, yo. Give me what you got, cause I'm guaranteed to make you rock. I said 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me Wonder Mike, what are you waiting for?
Hey, alright. I think that's right.
Hey, look at that! Jessica Schupak thought that was fun!
Well, it was. But you're so mean to John Boy. Why is that, Mary Lou?
I don't know, I don't like him.
How come?
Well, he's been mean to me.
When has he been mean to you?
Well, never really, but... Read and listen, I select what's random, mention something, got hold of me tightly, falls like a harpoon. Likely would ever stop you, I don't know. Turn off the lights, and all glow to the extreme. I rock the mic like a vandal, light up the stage, jump like a candle, dance. The speakers at boom, killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom, deadly. When I play a dope melody, anything less than the best of a felony. Love it or leave it, better game way. You better hit move, but a kid don't play. If there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook on my detail revolve it. Hello? history with that rock MCA and me, Mikey. Had a little horse, his name was Paul Revere. Yes, me and my horsey in a quart of beer, riding across the land, picking up sand. Sheriff posse's on my tail, cause I'm in demand. One lonely beastie I be, all about myself without no party. Sun was beating down on my baseball hat, the air was getting hot, the crib was getting flat. Looking for a girl, ran into a guy, his name was MCA, I said, how'd he sit high? He told a little story that sounded well rehearsed. 4 days I'm not running, that he's dying of thirst. That fruit was in my hand and he was on my tip. Yes, it was right, he asked me for a sip. He said, can I get some? I said, you can't get none. He had a dump that run, he pulled a shotgun. Quick on the draw, thought I'd be dead. Put the gun to my head and this is what he said. My name is Emily, I got a license to kill. Hope you know what time it is, it's time to get ill. Now what do we have here? An outlaw and his beer. I run this land, you understand, I'll make myself clear.
Wow, you're crazy, Mary Lou.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. What is that a slow clap? Who the hell's doing that for me? Bullshit, man. That's bull crap. I'm so good. Yay!
What about being cool about something we did or supposed to do? Might not have heard it all, maybe you have, but when I first heard it, all of it was flat. Used to get angry and all up top, but you can say what you want to spell my name right. Cause all I'm ever guilty of was rocking a house. That's not what the room was all about. You got a big mouth, big mouth. Hey, what'd you think of that, Mary Lou? What'd you think of that, Mary Lou? Hello, Mary Lou.
I thought it was great, John Boy. Jeez.
Wait, that's it? That's the kind of appreciation I get? What about for Mary Lou? What the hell does she get when she sings?
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm giving all my thanks out there to Zozo and Jen H and Sarita and maybe even Hazel Turner, Cindy Lynn, sure. I'd like to thank all my friends.
Oh boy. All right, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. And, oh, be safe out there. Hey, I'm still here. Look at.
Hey, I'm still here.
Oh, there's JK. Hey, everybody. He's always lurking in the background. Busts out the Husey. Wadini rap old school. That's right. All right, everybody. Be safe out there.